The moment has arrived.
The red light is on.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
What's good, everybody? Back to the Fight Banana Show. It is.
The intro did not work, Maddie, but we're live. We're going. That's what
We're killing it. We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend Dave Van Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show. Dave, how we feeling? How you doing?
Dude, it feels so good to be back live. The red light is on. There's nothing you can do from a weekend like that. UFC 294. When it's that big and it's that epic and so much stuff happens and so much stuff falls out from it. Volkanovski, I don't know if you saw the post-fight interview, got me teary-eyed.
Dude, I definitely, we definitely need to talk about that.
Yeah, like that is, we'll get into that. Makhachev is super angry right now. He's not the pound for pound #1 fighter. That news just broke like an hour or two ago. Yeah. John Jones still #1 P for P in the world. So much to get into, but Maddie, the show is packed. We got JJ Aldrich coming on in around 15-20 minutes. We got Keith Richardson, the new Bare Knuckle FC Bantamweight World Championship. He's coming in around 43 minutes. Of course, we got the savage one, Gillian Robertson. She's over in an hour and 10 minutes. And then in an hour and a half, we got the new president. Brand new breaking news just dropped yesterday. The new president of Karate Combat, President Asim, comes on at around 2:30 Eastern time. So a packed show, Miss Maddie Levine. Packed.
I'm so excited. So let's just get right into it. Before we start going forward with all of our incredible guests, we have to touch upon the insanity that ensued over the weekend for UFC 294. There was plenty of drama that we can get to, but I have one quick question for you, Dave. I want to know who was the ultimate show stealer. Who's your pick?
UFC paying the bills now here at Fight Bananas. That looked nice.
That
looked super nice. We're trying to get the buttons right. So everyone's going to say it should be Makhachev should be my show stealer from this past weekend, but I'm not going there. You ready for this one? People might say it was Khamzat Chimaev who beat Usman. We'll get into that later on the show. My show stealer, you ready for this one? Like I said, maybe UFC will be paying for their show in the near future. I don't know. And this might be kissing butt, maybe. My show stealer was Dana White. Twofold, two reasons. First of all,
great choice.
Thank you very much. Tip of the hat. The whole respect, that respect gif. First of all, we're in Abu Dhabi. Like Dana White, to me, and I know he didn't create Abu Dhabi, but to me, he created sports and sports entertainment going to Abu Dhabi with Yas Island and Fight Island, now with huge pay-per-views at least once or twice a year going over there. I hear nothing but the best, with just fighter relationships and stuff of that nature and the hotels and the food. I hear it's immaculate over there. So for one, just Dana White, they got a 5-year deal. They renegotiated their deal. So they have 5 more years of going over there to Abu Dhabi. So for one, that's that. Then the second thing, and I don't know, this could have went south really quick, and it did go south. Johnny Walker and Ankalaev got into a crazy scene where Ankalaev needs Johnny Walker. The doctor comes in and says, "Where are you?" I guess Johnny Walker said the desert. He wasn't lying, first of all. But anyways,
he was practically not wrong.
Got into it afterwards, and it got crazy. It got into almost like the Misfit boxing a week before, and there's no leadership in Misfit boxing. You saw how crazy that became. There's all these fighters in there. There's all these security in there. Dana White, the man, the leadership, he got into the ring and said, "Johnny, you walk over there. Ankalaev, you walk over there. I'm taking charge of this situation. It's not going to go haywire. I'm taking control." And that was it. It just, everything got cooled down. He took care of it. So I think Dana White was the show stealer of this weekend.
I love that choice. That was a very unexpected choice, but he definitely earned that spot as the show stealer. Do you think he was having flashbacks of maybe the Khabib McGregor incident, Dylan Dennis? He's like, hell to the no. We are not having these headlines again where this craziness ensues. We are going to keep it punctual. We're going to keep it civil. But man, that was such a weird moment in such an incredible card. It was just like that doctor needs to be reprimanded or something, and then it's like just to have it be a no contest, it's like it goes on and on. But for me, the show stealer for a different reason is Volkanovski. And I know he didn't come out on top, but his honesty in that post-fight presser, I think resonated with so many fighters on so many levels, because to see a fighter of that caliber and on that level feel like he needs to fight to just be mentally okay. The amount of fighters that deal with that on a daily basis, you wouldn't believe. It's astronomical. And for the first time, possibly, fighters from the bottom to the top felt validated for their feelings, because a lot of the times these fighters can't talk about that or don't feel comfortable talking about that. And a guy, arguably one of the pound for pound fighters is like, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I struggle with my mental state and fighting keeps me sane. So that post-fight presser was just like, oh. And I have to apologize in advance. My puppy is losing her mind right now. So if you hear her, sorry, not sorry.
Worries. Dude, we are, I was going to say, us here at Fight Bananas, we are super puppy friendly show. Come on, Gillian Savage Robertson comes on every single week on this show.
Yeah.
And she Gillian's known for 3 things, right? She's known for submissions. She knows how to get the neck when she fights. She's maybe known for a herbal green plant on this planet. She's known for that. And then she's known for her love for puppies. So,
Perfect.
we are a very pro puppy show here. So we're,
Love it.
don't have to, no apologies unnecessary. Back to the Volkanovski thing. I agree with what you said, first of all. And I do like that he talked about it and brought maybe more light into the mental aspect of it on the fight game. I do love that. But if I could say, I do want to bring this, me, super positive, always glass full guy, all this. But I do want to say this about Alexander Volkanovski. And I heard this a lot over this weekend. And I'm like, guys, I just disagree. Alexander Volkanovski, maybe, and I would debate it too. I think he's the greatest featherweight UFC fighter in the sport ever. He's the featherweight GOAT. He's not a lightweight. I don't think he should be a lightweight. I don't think he should go back to the lightweight division. And to me, Volkanovski should not fight ever again for the lightweight championship. I know it was on short notice. He gets a ton of respect and admiration for that. And he did. And it looks like he got paid immensely for that, which is awesome. But he did fight the champion not once but twice, lost twice. He shouldn't fight him again. It is what it is. This is the fight game. It is cold. Like I said, I love Volkanovski. He's one of my favorite fighters. If he fights Topuria in January, I will buy the pay-per-view and maybe we'll be rooting for Volkanovski in that fight. I can't wait. He should not be fighting in the lightweight division. That's my
know. I mean, it's just proof take this how you will, but size matters, okay? And he's a smaller guy, and he's a killer. He's an absolute killer, but it just goes to show, like, sometimes size does matter. And I feel like I am compelled to point out about that weight cut. I mean, that was an incredible amount of weight in a short amount of time. And no matter how skilled and talented you are, what that does to your brain and your body, you're not going to recover fast enough to be 100% for your fight night. He admitted that he wasn't 100%. He admitted that, maybe it wasn't the best idea to take it on a short notice fight, but, bad weight cuts, heavy weight cuts, that much weight in a short period of time, you got to be careful, man. Like, you're not going to be 100% no matter what.
Maddie, we're 9 minutes and 44 seconds into this. We mentioned about Dana White. We mentioned about our great guest coming on the show. We talked a lot about Volkanovski, which is awesome. Islam Makhachev is the UFC lightweight champion. He's the number 2 pound for pound fighter on this planet. Just knocked out Volkanovski. What the kids say on the street, we got to put some respect on this man's name. Like what he did Saturday with that high kick, head kick knockout. He's the best lightweight on this planet right now. I'm super intrigued with the UFC. Dana White was really prominent about Oliveira should be next. Seems like the MMA media, and at least the people I talk to, is super excited about maybe getting Gaethje into that spot. But it seems like Dana White was dead set on Oliveira. But let's not go too much fast forward. Makhachev is that guy right now. I guess just elaborate on what you think of Makhachev and his skills. Where he can go from here. Khabib Nurmagomedov in the shadow. Is he finally breaking out of that shadow? That was a big, big weekend for Islam Makhachev.
I think he is certainly, in my opinion, broken out of that shadow. I think he is certainly creating his own identity, and his fight IQ was on full display on Saturday night. You know, he was ripping those kicks to the body, and then, you know, Volk likes to shoot, so he planned those body kicks and then went up high and caught him perfectly, like right over the guard. Like, it was textbook, and it was something that I didn't expect. So it was a beautiful display of martial arts, I thought, and he just proved that he belongs where he is, and you need to remember his name, not necessarily somebody that came before him. And I loved the conversation that I just watched it actually right before our show. Somebody asking him about the pound for pound listing because he's still number 2, and he's like, what the actual fuck? But he made a great point. He's like, I don't make those. Like, media outlets make those. I don't know why they make them, but they do. And there was a sense of like hopelessness. He was like, I don't know what else I have to do. But at the same time, he's still doing his thing. So,
so this is a picture of John and I. We had a great
slight
weekend.
Flex.
You know, that's me, right? That's all I do is boast. You know, that's me. And I even saw John was out there when we were out there for Vegas with Game Bread Bare Knuckle. Dude, I actually, to be brutally honest, I'm more ties to John Jones. I don't want to say like him more. I'm just more sided to John, just to be brutally honest. That's just whatever, right? With that being said, Makhachev just defeated Volkanovski, who is still number 3 on the pound for pound, not once but twice, one of them being a head kick knockout. Like, how is this man not number 1? His winning streak goes on and on and on. And John Jones has got 1-1 in the last 4 years. I'm a John Jones guy, and I'm even saying Islam deserves the number 1 P for P. He does. Oh, you're on mute, Maddie.
Wow, what a rookie COVID mistake. What a rookie COVID mistake. I was muting because my
old COVID mute thing?
My dog is losing her goddamn mind, so I put myself on mute. But anyway, yes, I mean, just for the fact of he's more active. End of story. Like, when's the last time, you know, it's just time has passed. And that's not to say that he doesn't deserve the number 1 spot. Yeah, the dude has done some incredible things in the cage. When's the last time he fought, man? Like, that should be taken into consideration for number 1 pound for pound.
Even I'm fine with giving Islam the number 1 pound for pound now. And then in 3 weeks, John Jones literally fights Stipe Miocic in the main event at UFC 295 in New York City against Stipe. If he smashes Stipe in the first round, give it back to Jones. I'm fine with that.
Agree.
But how do you not leapfrog John Jones on a off week for John and him literally head kicking Volkanovski, who Volkanovski hasn't been stopped in 9 years or some shit like that?
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying.
Guys, come on.
So it's just like, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan, you know? And it's like, it's been too long. It's been since March. I was trying to figure out when his last fight was. So March. Okay. In my mind, it was a little later than that, or the time has passed more, but still, it's still not, it's been a long time. Okay. Is what I'm trying to say here. And I think Islam certainly cemented his case of like, yo, like, I deserve the number 1 spot, but I do enjoy his attitude about it and just saying like, listen, like, I don't have control over it. I don't get it, but I don't care. And it's like, you got to respect it.
Right. Talking about being on a winning streak and stuff of that nature. Our guest coming in is on a 2-fight winning streak in the UFC. It's hard to do that. She has 9 wins underneath the banner. Let's get her on right now. Let's talk with our JJ Aldrich.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's up, JJ? How are you?
I'm really good. It's hard to complain on a 2-fight winning streak.
Hell yeah. Where are you joining us from?
In my car outside my gym.
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Maddie, before we do any fight talk at all, you know, especially when we knew JJ was coming on the show. So I'm like, okay, I got to get on her socials and stuff of that nature. I'm a huge, Maddie probably knows this about me. I love this time of year is the best time of the year. I love this time of year, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. I saw your socials with your friends. Dude, I love me some Carson Nash. I'm a huge Carson Nash fan. I saw you were with her and like all the Halloween and Thanksgiving festivals. That looked like so much fun. Where was that? Are you a fan of this time of the year like I am? And just kind of talk us through that fun little weekend you guys look like you had.
Yeah, I absolutely love fall. It's my favorite time of year. You know, the leaves are changing and all the fun festivities going on for the holidays. And it's been nice weather here. So all the girls are like in between fight camps. We all just kind of fought or not quite in camp yet. So it was a perfect time for everyone to kind of like get together and just go out and hang out outside the gym. But yeah, Carson, Claire, all of my teammates were able to make it except for like a couple that were not in town. But yeah, it was a blast. It was a really good time. It's like a pumpkin patch slash corn maze slash haunted house. So it was really fun.
That sounds awesome. I just, there's something about it. There's something about coffee and pumpkins and flannel and just a little bit of cool air. I'm a huge fan of. But all right, let's get into it. 2 fights in a row. We talked a little bit after your win in Singapore. Very happy for you and just the momentum of your career. Dude, you fought, a little bit back in the day, Erin Blanchfield, who seems like on a huge run of herself, Macy Barber, but it seems like you're on one yourself right now. What do you think has clicked for you? Has anything changed personally? Or do you think you are just on probably maybe the best run of your professional career right now?
Yeah, I definitely, I've had a few win streaks before, but this one feels a little bit different. I just feel a little bit more mature and, taking fights that, just more confidently. And I feel like I've always kind of had the skill level. I just kind of got to round out the mental side, which I feel like I've done a lot better at the last few fight camps. I've also been with my team for a while now, so I feel like the trust is there. It's definitely a team building experience at the highest level. So I feel like that's really clicking now, and I just feel like I'm in a really good spot.
Love it. Love it. This past weekend, JJ, was UFC 294. I know you were probably at the fall festival. It seems like a lot of the weekend. Did you catch any of it? Did you guys watch the fights beforehand? I would have seen on socials. You've seen it with Islam and Khamzat Chimaev getting big wins. Did anything jump at you from UFC 294?
Yeah, a lot of things, well, luckily it was a morning card, so we got to wake up, watch fights, and then go enjoy the fall festival and haunted house and everything in the evening. It was a perfect weekend to do it. But yeah, I think it was a great card, a lot of weird decisions with the doctors and everything else. But yeah, my heart hurts for Volk. I love Volk as a fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters, and to take it on 2 weeks, who knows if the outcome would have been different. But man, he's a warrior. So is Kamaru they're both just crazy for taking that on. Not crazy, just warriors for taking that on 2 weeks notice at the highest level with such big implications on the line. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I mean, but that's a sport we were in. Fighting is no joke, and stuff like that happens all the time. So I feel like you got to be ready for it, and kudos to them for being able to step up and save the entire card.
Yeah, I mean, you're the perfect person to comment on this because you yourself took a short notice fight very recently, and to watch them take a short notice fight, they were very vocal about the struggles mentally, physically. In your opinion, what changes the most when it comes to taking a short notice fight, mentally and physically?
Yeah, I think everyone's different. Volk obviously is coming off the couch, so is Kamaru. I think I was, fresh out of a fight, so maybe it's a little bit different. I felt great in my situation because I was still in shape. I wasn't hurt. It was like perfect timing for me if I was ever gonna take a last minute fight. But of course, there's mental things like fight week. I'm like, man, I should have done this, could have done that. But it's like you got to remember, it's 2 weeks. There's nothing else you really could have done. You know what I mean? So in a way, you gotta have like a sense of calmness about it, because if you have a full fight camp and you get to fight week and you're like, oh, I should have, could have, would have, like you had time to do that. Short notice, you didn't have time to do anything. You're in the best shape you could possibly be. You just got to make sure that mentally you're prepared for war. And I feel like for me, getting to fight week and having a few of those thoughts and then bringing it back and be like, I just got to worry about me. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be with every fight. If you think about it, like it's always about you. Yeah, you have another opponent in front of you that dictates things throughout the fight, but it should always be about you and how you come to the cage and perform. But yeah, coming off the couch, I think that'd be a little bit harder, you know, especially Volk just had surgery and a baby. Crazy.
And all that weight cutting, like,
Yeah.
oh.
Jade, I'm so intrigued with this. Like, so even like you saw, I know you took a short notice fight, and you've had people take short notice fights against you and all that stuff. But does it matter, or does it change drastically if it's, you know, imagine if it was UFC Noche and Valentina Shevchenko, 10 days out, something happens to her, right? She gets cut in the eye, and they go down the list and they call you and they go, hey, we have this main event spot. We got a big fight. It's Alexa Grasso. It's for the championship. JJ, you're coming off of a win. We need you to fight Alexa Grasso for the championship. Does your mind go, holy crap, this is for the championship, I'm taking this right off the bat? Does it go like, whoa, that's a big fight, 5 rounds, I got to really think about this? Does short notice really go against on who you're fighting and how many rounds you're going to fight?
You know, I think the round amount would definitely be a little bit, you know, scary of a situation, but I think, like, for my last fight, when I took it last minute, you just got to think of it as an opportunity. If you think of like, oh man, this, you know, could have happened at a better time or whatever, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. I think you just got to think of it as an opportunity. And, you know, my coaches told me, like, just be, whatever the decision is, whether you're going to take it or not, like, you have to be at peace with your decision, you know? And so I sat there and I thought about it. Like, if I say no, am I going to be able to live with myself? But if I say yes and things don't work out, I'll be a lot more at peace with myself and that decision. At least giving it my best, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's a lot of things to go into it. I think a championship fight, but also if you say no to a championship fight, they might never call you back for it.
Right.
You
Right,
know, that
that's
might
like
be
the
your one
double-edged
shot.
sword right there. It's like, well, now's my
Drew
shot.
Plakis might never fight for the middleweight championship. He's like a lost soul right now in the middleweight division.
Yep.
Wild.
So
You got one, Maddie?
you just got to take it as an opportunity and do your best.
Now, I know earlier I was running down to make sure that my puppy was okay because she's losing her absolute mind right now. So while I was gone, Dave, did you ask about what JJ hopes to do next? Did we touch upon that yet?
No, I haven't yet. That's a good one.
Excellent, because I was, you know, in your post-fight in the cage, you were saying it's like, I didn't have time to even think about what's coming next, you know? But now that you've been sitting and you've had a few weeks, you had a nice little fall day, what do you hope to do next? Are we wait until next year? And do you have a name that you're hoping to see?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really interesting matchups for me. I haven't really settled on one yet, but there's a lot of good opportunities for me, I feel. I think probably not to like maybe February one, just because I've been training real hard since like June and fought twice in 6 weeks. So I think just kind of like let my body recover. Like I'm obviously already back at the gym, so like I'm not hurt, but I think just making sure my body's ready to hit a hard camp again is really important. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to get back in there. I feel like I have good momentum going forward. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what the UFC has planned for me next.
Okay. A couple more for you, JJ. We'll let you run. Appreciate you coming on the show. Oh, I do got to say, we always do free giveaways with our guests coming on the show. So, guys, all you have to do is sub the channel or screenshot us talking with JJ right now. Tag us, tag JJ, tag Maddie Levine, tag Fight Bananas. Like I said, all you have to do is sub the channel. We will buy you guys a free JJ Aldrich t-shirt.
Yeah.
All you have to do,
I
like I said,
right
sub
here.
the.
Oh, let's see.
There we go.
Look at that. Okay.
It's like an anime character.
I love it.
It's like half martial artist, half MMA fighter.
Is that an ode to the Taekwondo background?
Yeah. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Love it. We will purchase that for anyone who, like I said, subs the channel, screenshots it, sends a picture, boom. We will buy the shirt from JJ and we'll mail it out to the winner. We've done it 3 weeks in a row. We'll keep that free giveaway going. And then we have a fun game for you at the end, JJ, 10 questions. But this is another question. I just thought about this a little bit ago. If you had to guess, you had to go in your magic, ball or whatever that is, right? A magic 8-ball. Who is going to be the next female flyweight champion?
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Man, the flyweights are the champ and the Valentina are both kind of injured right now, so it's gonna be interesting. I have a lot of faith that Erin Blanchfield could be it. Like I fought her, and I just feel like her will to win is she ain't gonna stop. It doesn't matter if it's pretty or not. So yeah. And she beat me, so I want to see her win.
Right? If you're gonna lose to somebody, let it be the champ, and then hopefully down the road you'll take it back, and it'll be a done deal.
Yes.
There we go. Very cool. We got that fun game. I guess last thing too. Also, it's crazy. UFC 295 is right around the corner. It's such a big fight. John Jones, to a lot of people, is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. Stipe is the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time. It's such a great fight. I would love your expertise, your take. Who do you think is going to win that fight, John Jones or Stipe Miocic?
I'd love to see Stipe pull it out. I really would. I just don't know. I feel like John Jones is still he's just that good, man. And Stipe's getting up there. He has a lot of miles on him, so. John Jones came back, took that long break. I feel like he came back a little bit more refreshed physically, mentally. So I'd love to see Stipe pull it out, but I just don't know if it's going to happen.
We're with you. All right.
We're right there with you, girl.
I know. I think it feels like that's how a lot of the industry is. It's like, how can you not root for Stipe? Just the firefighter, the husband, just seems like an all, good dude.
Yeah.
And,
an all-American man,
Yeah.
But and then it's facing. It's like, I don't know. I'm not into superheroes, but maybe like the Dark Knight versus. Help me out with this one, Dave. Your son's all about the superheroes.
I know. I got like superheroes all up here, but you're you booked yourself into a corner there, Maddie. Like
I don't know any of the characters.
Stipe, he's Superman. Let's just say that he's Superman.
Okay, great. Perfect. So you got where I was going with it.
I got you.
Let's get to the game.
All right, let's get to the game. JJ, you asked 10 questions. There got to be yes or no questions. I have a UFC fighter behind this card. You got to guess this fighter. You can guess any 10 questions you want, or of course you can guess it if you guess it before 10 questions. And if you win, you get $4 billion if you win. That's a good prize.
All right. Yeah, I'd say.
So this is called Guess the...
Okay, so when you ask,
Okay.
So when you ask the questions, it's got to be a yes or no question. When you ask Dave, he will either say yes or no. You got 10 questions you can ask, and then you have to guess that fighter.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if my guess who skills are gonna come in handy. Is it a female?
No.
Okay. Is it a champ?
No.
Okay.
Delay.
I'll help you out. He was a champ.
Okay, I'll see if be my next
David,
question.
yes or no?
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. I was trying to help JJ. Trying to help.
Let's see. Is it American former champ?
No.
Okay. Was he a champ in the last 3 years?
Yes.
Okay. How many chances do I get to guess? One.
Oh no, unlimited. You will 10. You have
until you get to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he under 150 pounds? 155 pounds. No, above.
No.
Okay. Is he currently in the UFC?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm cheating. I'm looking at the rankings.
Dude, I love this game. This is the best. This is like the best thing
so
we do,
good.
Maddie. It's the best.
So good. It's so hard.
She's close. JJ's close.
70 or above. Let me think. Hold on.
70 or above, not an American champ. Was a champ, but isn't anymore.
Let's
see.
Is he a Brazilian?
No.
Ooh, okay. My guess was a Brazilian. Okay.
Very close.
Ooh, okay. I got an.
Is it Stipe?
No.
Dang it. Got 2 left.
2 guesses left.
Come on, JJ. Here we go. Let's see.
Well, I guess Stipe is
2
American,
left.
so that was a stupid guess. I thought it was a question.
He is American. He's like American and Croatian, right? Croatia?
Dave,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Trying to make me feel not as bad for guessing Stipe.
I tried. We're good guests here at Fight Banana. We're good people.
So you said he was above 150 or 170?
He's above both.
Above both.
I'm thinking bigger.
He's a big boy.
And he was a champion.
Was a champion.
Not a Brazilian.
Very good fighter. Dangerous. Vicious. Some might say a samurai.
Ooh.
Oh, is it Yuri? Yes, got it. You definitely helped me out on that one.
$4 billion. There we go. JJ Aldrich. $4 billion. Send us your Venmo cash tag. We'll send you $4 billion right away. But no, we will definitely, guys, make sure, do the free giveaway. We'll buy that shirt from JJ Aldrich. What size you are, make sure you put it into the DM, and we'll get it to whoever wins. JJ, man, we'll appreciate you coming on the show. This is the first time talking to you. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for having me so much. Hopefully get to do it again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Enjoy fall. Enjoy. Best time of the year.
I love it. Pumpkin spice.
Yes. All right, there we go. JJ Aldrich. That was awesome. Maddie, that was great. Fun time.
She's so fun. She's just, such good vibes. And
yeah,
she went along with your silly little game. So we love her for that.
It's not silly. That is the best part of Fight Bananas. That is Fight Bananas right there. That's the game.
Dude, we got to think of more games, though. Maybe some trivia, stump people, maybe.
Maybe like something to do with like movies, like same kind of thing, but with a movie involved or music or something. We got to bring it.
I mean, let's leave it up to our listeners. Let us know in the comments. We're definitely trying to expand the show. We're trying to do some fun things for you guys. So if you have ideas of maybe some trivia, I don't know, the game of life, like the games of life. We definitely want to bring it to you. We want to give you the best show possible. We have a fun guest coming up soon, right, Dave?
Yeah. Keith Richardson, Bare Knuckle FC Bantamweight World Championship. He just won it this past weekend. I think it was Saturday night or Friday night. I think it was Friday night. Friday night, South Carolina. Dude, I've known Keith for a long time. Keith has fought for a couple of Dean Tool shows. Just one of those hard-working, badass Americans. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just one of those. That guy is all grit, has a great gym in South Carolina, Modern Warrior, and literally broke through that glass ceiling, became a world champion on Friday night. So I'd love to give him more spotlight, more limelight, and hopefully we'll do that in around 15 minutes. We'll get Keith, the rock star, on the show. So, Maddie, I got an analogy. And after this analogy, the conversation will just go probably for the next 10 minutes until Keith gets here. And you're involved in this analogy, okay?
I'm nervous.
You should be. Okay. So all weekend after Saturday, and this is just what I do, after the fights, I get on socials and all these other MMA Instagram accounts and media outlets. I watch them and listen to them and follow it. And I get all this feedback. And then I kind of create my own opinions. And we're on this show and other shows and create content for Fight Bananas. It's what I do, right? So I saw a lot of, man, if Usman had 5 rounds, he would have won that fight. Like, that's what I kept on seeing was like, if Usman had 2 more rounds, he was going to win that fight. He had the momentum of the fight, right? So first of all, let me just say, for one, Chimaev in the judge's eyes won round 3. So let's just say if he had the momentum, The judges had Chimaev winning round 3. So let's just throw that out there.
So
But
momentum.
my
gone.
analogy is, if me and you, and back in the day when I was a kid, I would do this, but if me and you would have a race down the block, just down the block, there's 6 houses on this block. Me and you would say, hey, Maddie, we're running to house 1 to house 6. On your mark, get set, go. And we took off. I would fly as fast as I could, get there, and maybe at the end I would start to slow down. But if I would have got to the end of the house and beat you, I would win the race. Maybe I was slowing down towards the end. Maybe you had the momentum towards the end, but if I would have won the race, I would have won. But that's the race. We decided we're only racing to house 6. Where I'm going with this, if we said, hey, we are going to go around the block, not just to the blocks of 6 houses. We're going to race 14 houses. We're going around the block. Maybe I would jog. Maybe I would go a little bit further, and maybe Chimaev wouldn't have went all out, because all 3 judges had Chimaev winning first round 10-8. So maybe he wouldn't have 10-8 of them. Maybe he would have slowed down just 10-9, won the first round, and done better. My point is, like, everyone keeps on thinking Chimaev doesn't have the gas tank to go 4-5. He's just never done it. Like, you have to give this man the opportunity to, and maybe him knowing when he fights Sean Strickland for the championship coming up soon in a 5-round fight, maybe he knows, okay, I got to slow down a little bit in round 2 or 3, and I have something in 4 or 5. I just think it's unfair to say, oh, Usman was going to win in rounds 4 and 5 if it was a 5-round fight. That's my analogy. That's my take.
I love it. I think you definitely have some points there with the neighborhood and the houses and whatnot. It was very good. Good job. But yeah, that's definitely a point of, listen, the contract was 3 rounds. So I'm going to train for 3 rounds. I know that I have X amount of time to try and finish you. And I know at the end of the bell of round 3, we are done.
Right.
But on the same side, or on the different side of the token, it's like, maybe if we've seen Chimaev fight 5 rounds, then we'd be able to say, yeah, if it was 5 rounds, Usman could have it. We don't know if Chimaev's gas tank is the same with 3 rounds or 5 rounds, because you see fighters where it's like they have 0 quit. They are just balls to the wall from round 1 to round 5. Their cardio is incredible. Maybe Chimaev is that guy. Maybe even 5 rounds, he's 10-8ing them round 1 and maybe round 5. Who knows? But hypotheticals like that are just so silly, because that's all they are. They're hypotheticals. So you can't sit there and be like, oh, Usman would have won 5. He had 3 and he didn't win.
Right. And it was a great fight.
3 rounds, and that's it.
It was a great fight. I give Usman a ton of respect.
1,000%.
His post-fight interview was a little bit like Volkanovski. You really saw how mortal, or his just kind of his raw emotion.
It was raw, emotional. It was like, we're real people, like, dealing with real mental struggles here.
All right, I'm getting a text from our next guest. He's going to be around 10-15 minutes late. So just
Boo.
we're live. That's all we can do. We can just keep the show rolling.
You can tell him that if he needs another opponent, I'll give him these hands. Nobody's late to our show. And I'll tell him when he gets here. But that gives us plenty of time to talk about the latest headlines. We should definitely peel back some fun pop culture, entertainment headlines. If I have to hear the words Taylor Swift one more goddamn time, I'm going to vomit. But we definitely have to talk about this. Are you a football guy?
Dude, am I a football guy?
Listen, I asked that with like an honest heart. I don't watch football, bro.
Where's my dude? I got so much stuff here. I don't know where it is. I am a Buffalo Bill. I am a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. It wasn't a good Sunday for me. They lost to my wife's favorite team, the New England Patriots. So it was a house divided. I haven't talked to her in 2 days since. So we are very hilarious. Cold terms right now, but listen, I am a diehard football guy. I'm a fantasy football guy. I bet on football. So yeah.
All right. So you have been seeing the Taylor Swift coverage. The amount of Taylor Swift that is being shoved down our throats is incredible. Listen, for those that don't know, I work in pop radio. I work in a top 40 radio station. We play Taylor Swift. We do Taylor Swift concerts, giveaways, all that good stuff. And now to watch the NFL, ESPN, all of these outlets start to have to advertise and promote and report on Taylor Swift. Hilarious. But the question really is it too much? Or is this the perfect thing that has ever happened to the NFL? Statistics are showing that when Taylor Swift is at Travis Kelce's game, so the 49ers, Travis will average
Kansas City
99.
Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs.
What did I say? The 49. See,
Yeah.
I told you I don't watch.
It's okay.
What?
It's okay.
All I know is that it's a red uniform. Okay.
You're right. Nailed it.
Travis will average 99 receiving yards per game. However, when she is not there, he averages 46 and a half yards per game. So if you are a Chiefs fan, you love Taylor Swift. Sports merchandise retailer Fanatics saying that the NFL's official e-commerce partner, nearly 400% spike in sales of his jersey. Get this, placing it in the top 5 best-selling NFL jersey ever. Who the fuck cares that much about a couple dating? Think about this, right? Taylor Swift has no relevance to NFL whatsoever, but her Swifties are so loyal that they are willing to join their boyfriends and husbands and friends and sisters to watch NFL on Sunday just for a glimpse of Taylor Swift in the stands.
Maddie, I love it.
That blows my mind.
I know. I love it. Hey, I've said this for so long, and I think I almost get crap on it. And I think almost people are starting to come to my side because of why. There's an underlying reason why. I am a huge Brock Lesnar guy for the UFC. I was a huge CM Punk guy for the UFC. If Taylor Swift would come to the UFC live events, if Taylor Swift started dating, trying to think of one of my friends who doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife in the UFC. Like I was going to say Grant Dawson, but Elle would punch me right in the face.
Yeah, no, that's not a good choice.
If Taylor Swift was dating Mike Beast Boy Davis, who lives in Orlando, Florida. They started dating and became a romance, and Mike would shoot up his popularity and the UFC would shoot up the popularity. I would love it. Why? At the end of the day, exactly for the reasons you just said. She would bring more eyes to the UFC. She would bring more eyes to the genre, to the company that we love and we watch and we cover and we do a show, and the platform that hopefully we might be working for in 2024. So that's what I'm talking about. I want Taylor Swift to bring eyes. I would love if she was at the events. Like, people get so upset. Like when they do the crowd thing, I think it's so cool because me personally, I am a tad, let's just be honest. Okay, not a tad. I'm a lot older than you. So I've been watching the UFC a tad maybe before you. So like back in the day, there would be just black seats, like empty seats or just nameless faces. Now when there's like Jared Leto or Tom Brady or Zuck in the crowd, that is so cool. I just think it's the coolest thing ever when there's like legit cool or famous people in the crowd. So if Taylor Swift was there dating Brian Ortega or Alexander Volkanovski or Yuri Prohazic, I would be so for it. It would be awesome.
So you're not annoyed by the massive coverage.
No,
interesting.
We cover, like, I don't cover the NFL by any means, but imagine if we're at the UFC event and Taylor Swift is there and she's covering the event and she's just bringing more eyes on the event, and Fight Bananas is covering the event and we're covering the fighters and we're pro, like I said, Mike Beast Boy Davis, look him up. I Instagram him, a stud fighter, unbelievable fighter, great looking guy. Like if they started dating, that'd be great for his brand, be great for the UFC. It'd be great for Fight Bananas. We will get an awesome interview about Mike dating Taylor Swift.
Yes,
like, it'd be great.
I see both sides. I've seen a lot of people being like, enough already. I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, it's great for the sport. Very interesting. Let us know what you think. Is it too much Taylor? Are we done with Taylor, or are we pro Taylor? Because I'm very conflicted on this. She's a very talented lady, but does she belong in this much football coverage? I don't know.
I would say a little bit, and people might agree or maybe disagree with it because some people don't like this guy who I'm about to say, and some people think it's just, hey, he's funny and it's all nonchalant. A lot of people don't like Hasbulla, like the little midget guy.
So good. Yes,
he is our Taylor Swift. Like,
okay,
he has nothing to do with the sport. He's friends with, Habib and Makhachev and all those stuff over there. He has nothing to do with it. He has 8.4 million Instagram followers. He has a huge following. So when he takes a picture of UFC 294, that's good for the
world
UFC.
sees
That's
it,
good for the
yeah.
brand. That brings
That's
eyes
fair.
to the fighters. That brings eyes to SD Dumas, who fought on the prelims. That brings eyes to Pensacola's, guys who I commentated for. Like, it just brings eyes to the product. And that at the end of the day, that's great for business. Good for business.
All right, I get it. So you say it's good for business. I
Yes.
say I'm over it. Where do you stand? Let us know in the comments. So Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul. Are you familiar with both of these people? Breaking Bad. Did you watch that
Great
show?
Yeah, the ending was a little weak. But
I mean, we don't have to get into that, but we can agree that that was an epic show. And
Great
I think
show.
I love the fact that they stuck together. They now have their own tequila brand and they are pushing it really hard. They're doing a bunch of promo. They're actually recently in Boston near my neck of the woods promoting the tequila. Basically, they'll go to these bars and they'll literally be your bartender and pour in drinks and shots, and like you're literally hanging out with Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, and you're hanging out with Heisenberg, okay? Like, that is the
Are you
sickest
doing
thing.
the other drugs that they used to do in the show?
Listen, no. I'm only for the tequila. Old Maddie, hey, who knows? I don't know, but not anymore. Listen, definitely not my bag. Do not create rumors. That's how rumors spread.
Just say no, kids. Say no.
Yes, say no. So Drake's 37th birthday party happened recently. He had Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul there as the bartenders. They were mixing it up in Miami, and you got them in Boston slinging drinks. So it begs the question, what celebrity would you love to share a drink with?
Wow.
It's hard, right? I'm like, there's a couple. And don't say Taylor Swift or I'll fucking kill you.
That's true. Definitely. I don't as a grown man and a husband of 4, I don't think I can say a female celebrity.
No,
That's like
definitely not.
right off the bat, right? I think no, I don't.
It's a hard one. I mean,
That
you can pick
is.
a couple. I mean,
can pick
Bryan
what?
Cranston and Aaron Paul are up there. That would be really cool. You can pick more than one, though.
This is a great question. This is like, dude, we have show notes. We call each other 3 times before the show. This did not come up in our show notes, Miss Maddie Levine.
Sorry.
I know we have our guest that was supposed to come on 3 minutes ago, but
Listen, I told you I was bringing the entertainment. I told you I was bringing the finesse, the fire.
I'm a sports guy. So like right off the bat, I thought sports. And like I said, we just went into the Bills thing. So like the Buffalo Bills quarterback, his name is Josh Allen. Seems like a cool guy. Seems like a good down to earth guy. Like, hey, let me drink an IPA with you. Just talk about life, talk about boys. You know what I mean? He seems like a cool dude. I'm trying to think of like a little bit like high end celebrity out there.
I know.
Most of them are like super weird, right? Like they just come off weird. Like, I got mine. I got mine. This is, people might disagree. I'm a huge Jimmy Fallon guy. I'm a huge Jimmy Fallon guy. He makes me laugh. I think I would laugh all night long. We wouldn't talk politics. We wouldn't talk, we wouldn't talk anything. We would just laugh for 2.5 hours. Maybe take some plants in and just enjoy the night. You know what I mean?
That's a good one. Arguably the best late night talk show hosts. Is that fair?
.com ever. Yeah.
.com. I love that.
The same question to you, Miss Maddie Levine.
Yeah.
You're not getting off on this question.
No, I know.
If you had get a drink.
I have 2, I think. I had 1 and then I have 2. I would want to hang out with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart for a couple of reasons. Okay? First of all, Snoop Dogg has managed to be relevant for decades. Yeah. And this guy has his hand in so many different facets of business. Like, this guy owns cereal, apparel, brands, whatever it is. And then he's also best friends with Martha Stewart. Like,
it's the coolest thing ever.
I have so many questions for both of them. First of all, Martha Stewart has more street cred than I do. This woman was in jail, right? And then you have the best friends being Snoop Dogg. Like, come on, that's freaking awesome.
That is really cool. That is cool. Dude, how good was JJ Aldrich on the show? She was awesome, right?
She was great.
Just good conversation. Good time. Dude, I'm a huge fall guy. Like, it's wild. I do love the summer. And of course, Christmas is my favorite holiday by far. There's not even a second place. I'm a huge Christmas guy. But like, man, this time of the year, this pumpkin patch, we're doing another fall thing. We're literally so we have a Halloween party every year. And
Ooh.
last week we counted, we had 46 people coming over our house. You and Ross stayed over our house. It's not a mansion by any means, Maddie Levine. You know our house. It's
people.
We redid, and like more people heard about this party. We literally have now 53 people coming over our house in a week from tonight for Halloween. 53.
Wow. Are we talking adults? Are we talking kids? Both?
Both.
Okay, both.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like,
that's intense.
You give the kids the candy and you give adults older candy. You know what I mean?
Right. Damn. Too bad I live in Rhode Island and you're all the way in Florida.
Hey, you got the red eye. We can fly you down Tuesday and a Thursday. Come right back.
I am not ashamed to say that I got a puppy recently.
Yeah.
And we may or may not be getting her a Halloween costume. May or may not.
We want pictures on the Fight Bananas Instagram story ASAP.
We may or may not be doing that. And I have no shame at all. Like, this has been so much fun having a puppy. And like, first of all, anybody that's ever had a puppy, you know what I'm about to say. They're fucking terrible. Like, they just whine and they
have 4 kids.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
But to dress her up in a costume, low key, very excited.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Talking about excited, let's talk about. Can we talk about real quick? I know Keith is. I think Keith's going to be on in 2 minutes. He said 2 minutes. November 10th in Biloxi, Mississippi. Game bred bare knuckle. Alan Belcher versus Roy Nelson. Insane. The whole card is absolutely stacked. I can't wait. Finally flying out to it. I know you got your ETA. You're flying out to it. I can't wait.
Hotel is booked. I'm so pumped. I'm really excited too because I've had one experience with Game Bred. It was phenomenal. We had such a good time in Florida, and now we're headed over to Biloxi. And this card is insane. Like, there's so many different fighters on this card that are so well known and so talented. And I mean, I'm just excited because I'm not going to be the only New Englander there. Randy Costa representing New England. He'll be on the card. So that'll be cool. Our good friend Joe Penafiel is going to be back on the card. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of new ones. There is just something about Game Bred and the atmosphere that it brings that is so unique. Would you agree?
Oh, it's I've been to I've been to a PFL, I've been to boxing, I've been to a UFC, and of course I've been to Game Bred. I've hosted the press conferences, been in the ring, literally been in the ring. There's nothing like it. It's just, it's different. To me, it's more, I don't want to say it. I know this might sound corny. It's fun. It's very fun. And the music is kind of popping. It's just like, it's a fun show. It's a good night. It seems like it's more of a like, hey, we're going out tonight. We're going to Game Bred. Like,
we're going to a fight night, baby. Like,
yeah. Like, I feel like the UFC is like, I'm going to watch the fights. I'm going to watch Volkanovski fight. And hey, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with it. When you go to Game Bred bare knuckle, like, I'm going out tonight. Like, I'm going out. It's like a nightclub / fight. It's insane. It's a fun night.
It's such a vibe. So are we doing the pre-show or what?
Yeah, it's already booked.
Let's go, baby.
They got us like a desk and everything. Like,
I love it. So that's the best part is that right before the show, Game Bred kicks off. You will see these beautiful faces, giving you the lowdown on the show, the pre-show. Oh God, put those away. Put those away.
I got to think of another song to do like my intro. Like I did the Mac Miller.
That's right.
I got to think of another song to do like. Am I going to do like, hey, like the Backstreet Boys once said, Backstreet's back, all right? Like,
we got to work on that. We got to work on that. Is that going to be your calling card? Like, are you going to try and incorporate song titles into your monologues now?
Yeah. Every beginning quote is my thing.
Okay.
Like Robin Black does like the enjoy the hostilities like 38 times during the thing.
Yeah. Listen, that's a good calling card. That's a good one. Enjoy the hostilities, my friend. Like, I wish I'd thought of that. We got to think of a better one though. We got to fit in the word banana somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
that should be pretty easy though.
Game Bred bare knuckle MMA is bananas. So like that.
It is so bananas. Tonight's going to be bananas.
Pretty simple. Guys, Gillian the Savage Robertson, 2:10 Eastern. She's coming on. She loved UFC 294. We're going to break down UFC 295, see what's happening with her the last week of training. And guys, you at 2:30, we have the new Karate Combat President Asim. He's coming on. He is coach of Gillian the Savage Robertson at GOAT. Now he's the new president of Karate Combat. Like, I have so many questions. Like, how did this come to be? How did this happen? Like, it's just so many questions to do.
Yeah, I've met him a few times. You know, I may or may not know the middleweight Karate Combat champion.
Wow.
That may or may not be my husband. So so I've come across him a couple times. Good guy, very passionate about the sport, very passionate about martial arts. Really excited to see what he brings to the table, because if anybody watches what Goat Shed is up to, that's all him.
Yeah, like regardless of what happens, he's going to bring eyes and he's going to bring attention to Karate Combat. So what Ross's next fight, regardless, is going to have more eyes on it than ever. Like, that's what I assume is going to happen going further. I'm excited to see who his next fight's going to be. Like, to me,
listen, this is a direct message to Asim. Asim, get my husband a fucking fight, because if I have to listen to this man,
okay,
ask me, when is my next fight? When am I fighting? I don't know who I'm fighting. I'm going to lose my mind. And also, he deserves a fight. This dude is the champion, and he's been sitting on the sidelines for way too long. So I am begging you, do something about it. Thank you.
There we go. Hey, he's going to come on. I'm going to write it down.
Write it down, word for word. Tell him to go watch. Tell him I said it.
Maddie
Levine.
Levine.
But listen, Karate Combat has so much potential.
Yeah.
And I feel like over the past couple years, it has been, it's been rising. It's been on the rise. But I think it's also safe to say that there is room for growth and there is room for an evolution. So I'm really excited to see, what he has in store. I think it's going to be really exciting.
It is. I cannot wait.
Do you think we'll ever see Gillian in the Karate Combat pit?
It's so funny. So I thought of that, but like,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like G's so great at the ground game.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I say it all the time. Like, I joke with her about it, like the whole game bred bare knuckle MMA. And she's like, no, I would never want to do bare knuckle. But we've seen it live. Dude, 50% of the sport, maybe more than 50%, 75% of it is like ground game. Because as soon as someone gets struck, I think, bare knuckles are like, no, let's grapple. Right. Let's go to wrestle. And it's WrestleMania time. Dude, like Gillian would be a monster there. I know she's breaking records in the UFC. I know she's a UFC Hall of Famer. I know she's a big deal, but it's like, maybe one day. We'll see.
Yeah, she's too busy killing it in the UFC. Maybe later in life, who knows? Maybe she was very vocal about wanting a commentary position. So, maybe she scoots on over to Karate Combat or whoever. But
maybe she'll be working for the UFC in 2024. I don't know.
Who knows? A lot of exciting things.
Gee whiz. So, okay, we talked about Makhachev. We talked about, we barely even, we went on the Usman side of it. We really didn't go on the Khamzat Chimaev side of it. He won the co-main event, won convincingly to a lot of people. Dana White's even saying, he's next for Strickland. Do you agree on that? And if you do agree on that, do you think he runs through Strickland? Do you think we watch Strickland defeat Izzy Adesanya at our house?
Listen,
at my house. What do you think on that matchup?
I mean, God, you can't even predict what Sean Strickland is capable of anymore. True. Like before this Izzy fight, he was, he was a good fighter. I did not put him in title contention in my mind at all. I didn't think he belonged in there. I thought that they were just giving this fight because they needed to move on. Like, I thought they were like, all right, Izzy, just like take care of him. Let's move on. And like, let's get to the rest of the division. And then he fucking wins, dude. And we're all sitting here like, hold on a second. Did we just overlook a very, very smart, talented fighter? Like, yeah, you're an idiot on the microphone sometimes, but you kill it in the cage. So I think the true test of Strickland's talent and caliber is going to be that title defense. Was this something where there is just so much data and so much footage on Izzy that he was able to study it and have the X's and O's and understand what to do? Or is he just that good and he finally got to show us how good he was? Does Chimaev deserve to have that position? I think so. I think he certainly has created a name for himself. He's shown
For
that he's
sure.
incredibly dangerous.
For sure.
Like the talent is there, the storyline is there. He's just a scary individual, and it makes for a great fight. And I think Chimaev and Strickland is so easily marketable. Like they're both in a way villains, right? They're both like just so ridiculous people.
Yeah, it's Maddie. Like I'm thinking it. I don't know why. This is just how my brain works. I always think everyone always thinks right, and I just think left all the time. If Sean Strickland in a 2-fight win streak defeats Israel Adesanya and Khamzat Chimaev back to back, like this would be one of the greatest 2-fight win streak runs in the history of the sport. Like he
Easily.
was such a dog to Izzy Adesanya. Everyone thinks, and he's only a minus, like I think he's like a plus 260 against Chimaev. Like betting wise, he's not a huge underdog, but like going into this fight, everyone's picking Chimaev. Everyone thinks Chimaev's going to run through him. Everyone thinks he's going to wrestle him to death. If Strickland beats Chimaev, this undefeated boogeyman, like, come on, like Strickland defeated Chimaev and Izzy back to back. That's bananas.
It would be absolutely bananas for sure. I think in order
Yeah.
to truly,
Awesome. That's a great point.
the smack talk between Khamzat and Strickland would be Hall of Fame worthy. Absolutely. But also, we also haven't gotten a chance to see Strickland conduct himself in a champion manner, right? Like
Right.
we've only seen him be Sean Strickland, the contender. Like you can kind of say whatever you want, be whoever you want to be, kind of be a little, sketchy about it. Not sketchy is not the right word. I guess maybe a little more ballsy, right? But when you have the title and you have the belt around your waist, maybe you conduct yourself a little differently. Maybe. I don't know.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Guys, Keith Richardson, it looked like he's having more time things. So I think we got to keep the show rolling. Maddie, I think you got to go, right? Or you?
I got to bow out and take care of my pup, but this has been so fun.
It's been a good one.
For the past hour, we've been killing it. So thank you as always for a great show, Dave. And I look forward to next week.
Absolutely, Maddie. Next Tuesday, 1 to 3. So one savage leaves like Maddie Levine, another savage comes on the show. Our girl, Gillian, the Savage Robertson. Let's push that button right there. Look at that. That's called a transition in the business. What's up, G?
Oh, that's beautiful. How you doing?
Right, doing good, friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Off a crazy weekend of fights.
Dude, crazy weekend of fights. I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about this upcoming weekend, UFC 295. Of course, about Dana Brown, I want to talk to you about a lot. But first and foremost, you know me, I'm a big donut guy. I see you on social media eating donuts. So let's hit on that first. It looked like was that like a podcast / show? What was that about? I saw it in the cage. You're making him tap, eating donuts. Break it down, Jillian.
Yeah, it's a podcast. They're called Backbreakers and Bites.
Okay.
So obviously getting a little bit of both. They usually get the person to try to do like their signature move or spar or do something to experience what the fighter does. And then after they asked me what my favorite restaurant, which of course the Salty Donut. I'm like, probably the best donuts around here. And so we went there and then did a podcast there. It was honestly, it was such an awesome experience. And I didn't realize how new they were in the business, until I guess after when they started telling me. I feel like I've seen them with King Mo, with Thiago Alves. They've had a lot of huge names on their show, but they said their first podcast ever was with King Mo. So I'm like, they've just started in the big leagues.
That's awesome. That's so cool. And I love, and we've talked about this on air and off air. I love when people do kind of outside the box. That's cool. It's not just hey, I'm going to talk to you. Hey, Jillian, how was your training camp? How was workout yesterday? It's something different, and eating and talking and working and doing stuff. I think that's a great idea. I like it. I like their mojo of them. How long did you guys so how long was the show of it, if I should say?
It was probably about an hour.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm the reason I started following them is I felt like they just interviewed all my friends, because they had Kayla Rocco, they had Roy Echeverria, my training partner, they had Elle Dawson and Grant Dawson were on it together. So I'm I feel like they just had everybody who's in our little crew. They've already reached them.
I love that. Man, all right. So this past weekend, UFC 294, the short notice boys, both future UFC Hall of Famers, Usman and Volkanovski, different ways, but Usman took the L. Great fight, really good fight on Chimaev. We'll go that way second, but let's go with Volkanovski in the main event. Head kick, dead, like just that Leon Edwards to Usman in a way, insane. And then even more, it happens. That's the fight game. Everyone sooner or later, that happens to everyone except for Khabib Nurmagomedov. But the thing that really got me, and you kind of did that, when he was talking post-fight in that interview, and he kind of like broke down, and you can hear it in his voice. He started to crack a little bit about like mental and about like how he just needed to fight again, and that's why he took it. Like, gee, I like broke down. I'm like, God damn, dude, like he is the greatest featherweight fighter in the history of the sport, and he was like breaking down that he needed the fight again. It was just like so hard to hear, and it's just the agony of it. It was tough. It was tough to watch and listen.
Oh, everything was tough about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Just everything about how it went down, the ferocity behind that head kick.
Yeah.
It just so perfectly timed, how it just everything behind it was so perfect on Islam's end that it just made it so brutal on Volk's end. And like, I feel like everybody's a fan of Volk. Everybody was like, some part of them was rooting for Volk in that fight, and it's just it's hard to watch it go down like that, so rough and so one-sidedly.
For sure. Gillian, we have Keith Richardson about to come on. He was going to come on around 20 minutes ago. He just won the Bare Knuckle FC Championship. Are you cool if he just comes on, you chat with us, or do you want to go back down and come back on?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sounds good. Here's Keith Richardson right now. Keith, what's up, brother?
Buddy? What's going on?
What's up, man? How's that belt around your arm doing, man? How you feeling, brother?
Feeling good. You know, it's she's pretty, isn't she?
She is pretty. That's a beautiful looking girl right there. My man, first of all, congratulations. I just looked this up too. For one, we've talked a long time. We've done a lot of stuff together, Keith. So honestly, congratulations. But 4 fights in 1 year for Bare Knuckle FC, 4 wins, not even just being the world championship. To me, you have to be the Bare Knuckle FC fighter of the year. Like, there's just no doubt about it. Keith, what a year for you, my man. Congratulations on everything.
Yeah, I'm coming for everything. You know, fight of the year, rookie of the year, fighter of the year, world champ. Like, I'm coming for everything. Like, you know, they can't stop me.
I love it. Did you watch that at all, or was that that was the night before on Bare Knuckle FC 52 when Keith won the championship?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm like, I don't know. As an MMA fighter, asking a bare knuckle fighter, why? I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I don't understand how you guys do it. Like, props to you guys. It's tough as shit. I'm like, it's just, how do you guys do it?
Yeah, it's everything does hurt, like a little bit more with bare knuckle. Like it hurts to hit them. It hurts to get hit. Doesn't feel too much different though. Like when things land solid and stuff like that. The big thing is the grazing shots hurt like a bitch. Like if you catch like 1 or 2 knuckles, like those are the ones that hurt. I don't know. It just even MMA, like, you know, throughout my MMA career, like, everybody always would ask, like, you know, why you do that? Like, it takes a certain type of stupid, I guess. Like, you gotta be intelligent, but you gotta be an idiot too at the same time. Like, you know, and I guess I'm just extra dumb in that regard. But honestly, for me, I didn't have a choice. Like, you know, too many guys were running from me MMA, and like, it was just. Yeah, I was getting snubbed by all the big shows, and then, like, you know, started doing this, and like I said, these bare knuckle guys are crazy, so like they don't run as much.
Yeah, it's toe to the line. They can't run.
Right. I was gonna say that, like Keith Richardson had a huge win on Icon, Jorge Masvidal's Icon. Everyone thought that fight was going to propel him to the UFC or to another major organization. Not a lot of people know this, Keith, and we've talked about this. Like I said, kind of got signed a little bit with the PFL, was a backup fighter, literally had the fight, weighed in, did all that. The fighter kind of the day or the day before said no. There's a lot of stuff we can kind of bring up, but, was in the PFL for 48 hours. That didn't work. They didn't bring you back, but like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this year, you and even Bare Knuckle was kind of going back and forth. They finally get you in early this year. You win, then you win again. Then you kind of have like the fight of the year, like you said. Then you just won 2 months ago, and then they like bring up a big fight in South Carolina. They're like, hey, we want you to main event against their champion in your division. You do it, and you win that. It's like, I'm telling you, like, not even bullshitting. 4 fights 1 year for Bare Knuckle. Like, honestly, rookie of the year, fighter of the year, fight of the year, like everything. Like, dude, bring the trophies. Like, that's you get him.
Stacking them. And that's the thing. I haven't lost a fight since 2018.
Insane.
And that was to Patty Mix.
Great fight. A lot of people think he's one of the best in the world right now.
Yeah, that's the last time I've lost a fight.
Wow.
But it was just a struggle. Nobody wanted to play with me. Like, hell, my whole MMA career, everybody always thought I was a grappler.
Right.
and now I'm the bare knuckle champ of the world.
Crazy. They think Gillian's a grappler too in the UFC. They just don't want to trade hands with her. That's what.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They don't like eating them paws, so they grab a hold of you, which is a big mistake.
Yeah, and then just accidentally give me their neck.
I love it. Keith, I've been, some of your fights. I've been to some of the teammates' fights at Modern Warrior, and that's the gym that's behind you right now. Beautiful gym. I've been there multiple times there in South Carolina. One team, one family. Can you just kind of tell the people here at Fight Bananas about that gym and just about the mana and the aura of that gym and just what it means? It's just more than a normal gym and a normal city block, and what that gym means to you personally and what it means for everyone that goes there.
It's one of those things. It's hard to say, in words. Like it's got to be experienced. Our motto is like one team, one family, and it's not just like some stupid slogan that we thought up. We're just closer, tighter. We are a family. Like we're bonded. We've got some great fighters like. Brian Battle's not he's part of our extended family. But I've been working with him for 7 years now, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Taylor, we've just got a great group of people in here, but we actually care about each other. We love each other. We hang out outside of the gym, but we take care of each other. When I lost my father, the team stepped up in every regard. And really took care of me. Teaching, whether it was teaching classes or just checking in on me, just picking me up throughout the day. It's different. Plus we got nothing but fucking dogs in here too. It's you go to our open mat, we get guys from all other we've always been one of those places where it's safe for other people to come in and get work and cross train and stuff like that. This past camp, I had half the fight card, came through my gym at one point at a time to get some work. So we get just great guys coming through. We all just beat the shit out of each other and then go out and have a good time and it's just a different atmosphere.
Love it. I got one more than Joe, and if you have one more, then we have a cool game. We have Guess the Fighter. Keith will play with you, and then we'll let you run. My question for you, and I know you just won the championship, but I would love if did the Bare Knuckle, did they talk to you, or do you have an idea of what's next? You're the champion now, so there's no more you calling out the fighters. Do you know who the number one contender is? Do you think there's going to be a media rematch with Barnett? What do you think is next for you, and how close? When do you think? What's a ballpark for you to get back inside that square circle?
Me, I've trained. The fight was Friday. I trained Saturday, Sunday, Monday so far. I haven't taken a day off, so like I'm always ready. Yeah, I'm too old to take a bunch of time off and then try to get back to where I was. That's not going to happen. Like, so I just can continue training and just, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to be yet. We hadn't really discussed that yet. I know that David Feldman said, the fight wasn't competitive enough to issue an immediate rematch.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was from David Feldman. The number one contender right now, I think, is Reber. But we'll see. Like, that's the thing. Like, the time for me to say names and call out fighters is over. I'm the champ. Like, they can submit their application to David Feldman. That's not my job anymore. My job is just to defend what I've got. Everybody, like, I've got this now, so everybody else is chasing me. I want the tough fights. I want the hardest fights out there. That was what I said. Like, going into this fight, I was like, I want Reggie at his best.
Right.
Because I want to know that when I won this, I earned it completely. It was, I beat the best to become the best in the world. Like, that's my mindset. That's what I want. Like, I got into this to challenge myself, to see how good I can be. And if I'm not sharpening those knives against top tier talent, then I'm not getting better.
No, I feel that. G, you have anything?
No, I just think that's a really respectable mindset from a champion.
Yeah.
I feel like not a lot of champs are, I guess, feel confident that they can handle everybody in the division, but I think that's what it takes to be a champion. It's like, you obviously have that, and it's the activeness is proving it. So it'll be awesome to watch you fight next.
Yeah, I really want to try to reset like a lot of the things that I see happening in the fight industry. Like, I think right now, like the perfect model is like Volkanovski.
Yeah.
He didn't jump to that super fight, like into those super fights. Like, one, he went up. He probably could go down. He's not a huge, he's not huge for his division anyway. But like, one, he cleared out his division like almost several times.
Yeah.
Before he started looking for a super fight. Like, he'll take on anybody. Like, he'll challenge himself. It'll take those and that's the type of champs I like to see. People are like if you people that chase those super fights and they haven't even defended their own title yet. You're trying to go champ, and you have to me, you're not a champ until you've at least defended what you earned. Stuff like that. The reason we started looking at super fights was it was GSP and
Anderson.
Right. They cleared out their division for years.
Right.
All right, so let's see, that makes it exciting. Not just I win, all right, I win the belt, now I go jump up and fight the.
Right. Like, even the rumor is, even if Colby defeats Leon, then they're saying Makhachev can fight Colby. It's like, wait, Colby's got to fight the welterweights. Like, he's got to fight his own guys before a super fight.
It just bogs down the division, and it's just like cash grab and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of times it doesn't make it as interesting as they think it does, because they haven't had the body of work behind it yet.
Yeah. I agree. All right, Keith, there's a fun game we've been doing. Every guest that comes on, we call a guest that is Gillian's the best at it. In this card right here, Mr. Keith Richardson, Mr. Rockstar, you got 10 questions. They got to be yes or no questions. This guy's in Bare Knuckle FC, so there's your hint that he's not a UFC guy or a PFL guy. He's in Bare Knuckle FC. Yes or no questions. You guess them, and if you can guess this guy, you will win $3 billion, Keith. That's a lot of money. You'll win it.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. All right, go for it.
Slightly more than I made for this fight.
Maybe a little.
Yeah. So I just got to pick the questions.
Yep. You say anything you want, but it has to be yes or no questions.
Okay.
It's a great game.
All right.
Best game. That's what we do.
This fighter has a beard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a good one, actually.
I was gonna say he's more creative with his questions than I
know
am.
that was a great one off the rip.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "What weight? Is he a man, girl?" That's a good one.
All right. This fighter is a multiple division champion.
No.
Okay. This fighter is white.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes he doesn't think he is, but he is.
Oh God! So you just ruined it, Perry.
There we go.
Hey.
Guess this fighter. That was the quickest ever.
Yep. That
was the quickest.
I did my 23 and me. 7.8% sub-Saharan African.
There we go. Drew Duplessis right there. Keith, man, honestly, congratulations. The new Bare Knuckle FC Bantamweight Championship. One of the best, if not the best dinners in all the industry at Modern Warrior before the fight nights. Keith, man, nothing but the best, man. We'll talk to you soon, all right, brother?
Sounds good. Appreciate it, brother. It's all love. It's great to get always great to get to talk to you, man.
Likewise, man. Likewise. Talk to you soon, Keith, all right?
All right.
There we go. Bare Knuckle FC Bantamweight Champion Keith Richardson. There we go. Gee, on the spot. Look at you. You become like the guest into the host like that. Look at that. UFC. There you go. There's Gillian the Savage Robertson.
I'm already like call up Laura Sanko. Like I'm ready.
I know. Sorry, Megan Olivo. I'm sorry. It's later. Oh man. Oh, dude, I missed it. Sorry. We got a lot of comments there. I missed it. Rockstar. We got a lot of Rockstar comments. I missed it. Double champ status. We missed it.
I'll just
right.
never understand that bare knuckle stuff. I'm like,
man, so tough,
never.
dude.
So brutal, so tough. I'm like,
so tough.
Those guys are crazy. Especially 4 fights in 1 year. I'm like, he's crazy.
Insane, right? And dude, I'm telling you, like, I know a lot because we're really close to him and stuff and all that, and with the gym. Like he was kind of signed with the PFL. Like he was right there, like in the big leagues. He won a really, really big fight on UFC Fight Pass for Jorge Masvidal's Icon FC. And like everyone thought he was going to go. This is a good one for you, Jillian. Everyone thought he was going to go to the UFC. Savage versus Sanko. Who's number one? I love it. Let me get that button. Boom. There we go. Get the guest. All right. So 5 minutes, we have a new president of Karate Combat coming in. Definitely a lot of over. So, dude, when I saw the news, like I texted you like almost right away. I was like, Jillian, and I guess I'm going to ask you this. Did you know about it? Did you have like rumors of this? Like, was there leaks of it? Was it just a little bit like, hey, don't say anything? How much of it did you know? This is crazy.
We've definitely known about it for a while.
Okay.
So I'm like, the fact that you texted me like so excited it was news, I was just like, yeah, like we already knew that. Okay. I wasn't even like thinking about it. Well, like obviously I'm super excited for my coach, but like it wasn't like huge day like news yesterday. It was news like a month ago for us, but it's just it's an awesome opportunity. An awesome person to be in charge, a person who's made to be a leader, and he has the opportunity to create some great chaos.
For sure. Okay. And if you, I think I'm just going to bluntly ask you this, right? How do you feel about like your coach, like your head coach of GOAT, now kind of taking a huge opportunity, which is a great opportunity, but like, of course, this is going to take time. This is going to take him away from the gym. Like, are you kind of like a 1% or 2%? Is it like, damn, like this is my guy here at GOAT. And I know you have a great team. I know there's other people there, of course, at the gym. Of course, you always got Dean Thomas in your corner, everything of that nature. But were you like, damn, like, wait, this is kind of my head coach for fighting. And now he's the president of Karate Combat. That's a huge thing on his shoulders. Like, Or is he the man, like, he could 100% do both and you're not really worried about it?
I feel like he's capable of handling both. He's someone who works 24/7 all day, every day.
Right.
So I feel like he's someone who's willing to, I guess, take on both hats.
I agree. And the one thing I will say to this and double down on this with you and for him too, it's 2023 and about to be 2024. Like, you can do so much stuff on the iPhone. Like, you can set up phone calls and media, and you can do so many things over the phone, and you can set up a fight card over the phone. And then if it's the big fight card on December 15th and you're not fighting into late January in Toronto, like, he can be gone that weekend for Karate Combat Live. But everything he can do is literally he can do out of the goat shed in Miami. Like, he doesn't have to be gone for Karate Combat doing everything. He can do everything on his phone.
Oh yeah, and social media is his specialty.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you've ever went to Goat Shed's Instagram, I'm like, Asim is one of the most creative guys. Like, literally, like 10 minutes after my fight, he's like, I'm working on this video. Oh, I just made this. Like, always working on content, constantly thinking, constantly creating. It's just, he has that kind of mind for that thing.
And to be brutally honest, I think we've said this, or maybe I haven't told you on the podcast before. I think that's why he and they are a great match with you. They're like perfect. I've been saying this about you. I think you are the most rated. You're the most underutilized person by the UFC. The UFC should, like Sean O'Malley, you. The UFC should Khamzat Chimaev you. And I think GOAT is doing that. Like, they're pushing you social media. Like, when you got that choke on Agapova, like, their socials, what the GOAT did was awesome. Like, the song and the slow motion on the choke. Like, imagine if the UFC did that, and he started to do that. And then everything, your stuff was with Rogan. Seems like everything that you've done on socials, including what the GOAT has helped you on, has been like awesome in the last 4 to 6 months. Has been great.
Oh yeah, like literally, Asim is a mastermind at things like that. It's just, it's absolutely amazing, all the stuff that he can come up with, and like literally, he'll just be working on videos all night long, like constantly. His mind is just absolutely like encapsulated by just like that creative bug.
For sure, for sure. All right, let's talk a little bit more about you personally, and then maybe we'll get into a little bit of UFC 295 talk, and then President Asim is going to be coming on here any minute. So I finally saw, like, you posted, I finally, because when you came on 2 weeks ago for the very first show we were doing live, and like I watched that like 3 times over. Like, I totally butchered it. You're like going to say, hey Dave, I'm going to like talk about it live. I'm like, wait. I totally didn't like see what you were doing. And I was like, wait, the Toronto card, like, this is the Canada card. You're like, I think you weren't sure, but I just saw you posted it. And like Mike Malott has been talking a lot about it. It's still not like 100% like from the UFC yet, but enough has been out there, or maybe it is 100% because you posted it. Has the UFC said that to you? Like, yeah, gee, 100% this is Toronto, or has enough been out there from everyone else that, yeah, you're like, Dave, this is the Toronto card?
No, yeah, it's just things were out there enough where it's just like, when I Googled it now, it comes up saying Toronto. So I'm like, all right, I'm assuming that it is.
Yeah.
And like, when I posted on Instagram, it was 100% honest. I'm like, I put that I cried when I figured out. I'm like, I was just so excited. Like, it's an hour away from where I was born, you know? So I'm like, it's an hour away from where my grandparents live. And I'm just so excited to be in front of the Canadian crowd again.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you, like, when we were talking about this like a month ago, or like when you kind of talked to me about like, hey, this fight might be happening, and then the date, and I was like, wait. And then even that day, I was like, wait, gee, like, they're talking about that date is the Toronto pay-per-view. Like, that's a pay-per-view for one, and then two, the Toronto. And like, it was a little bit more rumored at that time when you and I were kind of talking about it, but like, since the last 2 weeks, it's like all in. Like, dude, Mike Malott's on the card. Like, he is Mr. Canada for the UFC. Like, if he's on the card, it's Toronto, Canada. It's happening.
Oh yeah, and like I said, like, I'm really, I can't describe any fight compared to when I got my TKO on Sarah Froda in Edmonton, and that was on the other side of the country from where I was born, you know, from Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now that was just in front of a Canadian crowd. Now I'm in front of the Canadian crowd and gonna be local, and I'm just, I couldn't be more excited.
Talking about exciting, right now we're about to come on the leader of the rebellion. All right, guys, we are going to talk about Dana Brown. We're talking about the GOAT of GOATs, the new karate combat president. Asim is coming on the show right now.
It's an absolute honor, and that intro, that's the best intro that anyone's ever done for me in my life.
Thank
for
you,
sure.
I love that hashtag Dana Brown.
Yeah,
My
of
Venmo
course.
is wide open. The Venmo is wide open. Slide right in. I'm telling you, if you're President Awesome, I know you got a first lady. If you need a vice president,
I got it.
I'm at brother. First of all, congratulations. Like, just honestly, congratulations. It's a perfect marriage. It's a match made in heaven. How has been the last 24 hours since the announcement and everything on your end?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to attract attention. I had no idea it was going to break my phone. My phone's literally heavier from all the messages I'm getting. So it's pretty cool, man. And I was initially worried because, like, obviously, I'm somewhat of a controversial dude on social media as far as, like, training methods and craziness and energy. But the response is just positive. Everyone's so happy. Everybody loves it. Everyone is part of the Dana Brown movement. Which is hilarious. I mean, I love everything about this, and I'm so happy that it's shocking for me. It's refreshing that everyone seems to be in support.
That's amazing too, because anything on social media, you could say the dress is white, you could say the dress is brown, doesn't matter. You're going to get 50-50 split, doesn't matter. So to hear that is a pretty amazing. I kind of asked G the same question, and of course you are the man to answer it better than anything. And maybe you don't want to give out the whole story, and that's absolutely fine. But I would take us behind the curtain a little bit if you can. When did this first come to be? When did that first phone call happen? And when you first got the phone call, did you have to think about it? Was it immediate yes in your head? Did you have to talk with your significant other? Did you have to think of the gym? To me, it was so much. I thought about this. I'm like, bro, that's a lot. Take me through that whole gist of it.
So, I mean, not to make this like a whole motivational, inspirational thing here, but it's actually a really intriguing story, really interesting. So for all the listeners, definitely don't go anywhere for right now. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I have a quote I tell my students often. I say, hey, for 1,000 opportunities there are in a year, every single one you missed was the one that would have put you on. That's the one. So if there's 1,000 opportunities and you did 999 of them, the one you missed was the right one. I always say that. And it's an exhausting way to live your life. And I'll tell you this, Karate Combat invited me as a guest because, you know, we're the most viral team, all that stuff. They invited me as a guest maybe like a year and a half ago. And I got there and I literally sat there with Fight God, who was Ultimate Fighter veteran, and we scanned the room. And we played this game. We scanned the room and we said, who looks important? And we walked up to everyone we felt that was important and we made friends with them. And there's only two guys that we felt in the whole room. No offense to everybody in that room. There's two guys that we thought were important. One of them was the owner of Karate Combat, and the other one actually is a sponsor of ours now. So we hit that, right? And we used to travel everywhere for these opportunities and spend so much money and waste money, but it finally paid off meeting the owner and building that relationship. And finally we're here in this karate rebellion where I never thought I would be. You know, just so you guys know, I come from a very traditional jiu-jitsu background with Elio Gracie. I mean, we were challenging karate dudes, taking them down and smashing, right? And now I'm on the other side of things to help evolve the art.
How does it feel to be a karate black belt now?
Yes, you know, that's one thing. Okay, I gotta say, out of the thousands of comments, there were like 3 dudes that were like, "You're not a real karate black belt." And I told them, a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm actually a karate black belt from Grandmaster Sensei D's.
D's
nuts. So that's my reply. I don't release his last name, but I just tell everyone, I'm a black belt from Sensei D's. Stop playing with me.
There you go. Man, insane. Okay, I think maybe the first question that I even seen on our socials and other socials, what is the first big move? What is the first splash you want to make? I know there's this huge December card in Las Vegas. I'm hearing rumors. There's big rumors of stuff maybe happening. When can you make the announcements, or is it a big splash you want to make for that card? Is that kind of the first presidential move you want to make there, the president?
Exactly. I feel I've gotten really good at disrupting the industry and saying things and doing things that really shock everyone and gets that attention. So that's my idea with Karate Combat, right? I started off my first day being president instead of being cheesy about it. I stood in front of a private jet for no reason. And I created this hashtag Dana Brown. Yeah, oh yeah. We just circled the airport. We didn't go anywhere. But I had to say it in the air. It was such big news. But this hashtag Dana Brown that everyone's loving. That was my first little shake up, and I think it got a little of attention. We should be dropping the main event of Las Vegas either tonight or tomorrow. I got to talk to my team. And that's another disruptor, right? That's another one that's just going to shake up the combat sports world. I know you probably know about it. G definitely does. I got to keep it under wraps a little bit longer, but I'll make sure, we talk about it, later this week or next week if you'd like.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. We're a vault here at Fight Bananas. The family, the circle. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
I'm loyal to that circle, man. All you guys supported me, when I was just some crazy dude screaming at a camera,
I'm still that dude. I'm still that dude. Okay. Hey, that's December. That's 2023. And that is amazing. And we can't wait. It's going to be bananas. Let's just say that we're going to leave it there. And we want all the limelight on you as the president and going forward on Karate Combat. But going into 2024, is there I don't want to say major splashes, not just with fighters. Is there anything, platforms or arenas or places that you kind of want to be like, hey, why aren't we doing this? Like we at Karate Combat need to do this. Is there something off the tip of your hat that like, we got to do this, something you want to do in 2024?
There's so many cool things that, and I'm not just saying this to make something up. There's honestly so many cool things that I'm trying to think what I can release, like the Las Vegas card. I got to say this, besides the unbelievable main event there is, besides that, what it's going to look like, Karate Combat's known for its really unique look with the virtual backgrounds and everything. It looks like a different universe, like you're in a Mortal Kombat land. It's super cool. December, what the virtual backgrounds are going to be, it's mind-blowing. It's next level, and with no exaggeration, man, it's going to deliver like crazy. It's my first event I've ever thrown in my life, and the first matchup I ever made in my life, there was this main event. But you guys will see how that's going to dictate 2024. If it's a complete flop, then fire me immediately. But it won't be. This is going to be such a statement piece, and it's going to dictate the pace of 2024. And I think people are going to fall in love with Karate Combat. The one hard thing about Karate Combat are some of the traditionalist fans, because they're very hardcore karate guys. And one thing to understand about a sport or about a martial art, right? We can maintain traditions, so that way we stay true to the martial art, but techniques can never be maintained purely because of tradition. It has to evolve. Just like submissions, just like let's say jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, when I was a kid, a black belt is like a blue belt of today. It's really absurd. Like there's purple belts out there that'll just, absolutely murder me, and it's absurd. It's crazy how fast things are evolving, So with that being said, it's a very ignorant way of thinking to have karate just maintain same techniques because of tradition. It needs to evolve as well. And that's why I'm here. I'm going to test the boundaries a bit. Now, I'm going to get people to respect karate. You give me 1 year, and in 1 year, there's going to be MMA fighters. There's going to be everyone practicing karate, and it's going to come back into the mainstream. I promise you that.
Wow. Awesome. G, you have anything for the president?
No, that's awesome. I love that explanation there. It's like the old school jiu-jitsu people. They used to be like, oh, leg locks are disrespectful. It's like now the leg lock game is absolutely killing it. You got to evolve.
Absolutely. Two last things we'll let you run. I know you're super busy. We appreciate your time, Mr. President. One is, and I asked kind of G the same question. And in the intro, I called you the GOAT of GOATs. You have the most viral gym in the world in South Florida at the GOAT gym. And I know this thing is amazing. It's 2024. And we can do amazing things on it. But with you on this new job of the president of Karate Combat, how difficult or how hard do you think it is going to be? Like, hey, I am the president of this, but I got this my first love for my baby here in South Florida at GOAT, and you have one of the great strawweight fighters in the world with Gillian the Savage Robertson here. How hard do you think, is that the one maybe difficult answer you had to do to maybe do both hats?
Yes. So I gotta address that, because that's something that I'm getting organized currently. Right now, it's super hectic because since everything just got released, it's an absolute mess for me. But I'll tell you this: the first thing I said when I accepted this job was we had to add a stipulation in my contract that if it's a UFC fight or a main card fight, I wouldn't have to appear personally for a karate combat event. Okay. So for example, if Savage is fighting on the same day as Las Vegas, I can prioritize Savage's fight. My UFC fighters, my main card fighters, don't have to work around my schedule. I have to work around theirs. Okay, that was a very important thing for me.
Beautiful.
To make sure I'm there for my guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now here's where it falls apart a little bit. Right now we're modifying the schedule still, because I'm hiring a bunch of my top fighters to take over my hobbyist classes. So as I do that, my plan is to move all pro practices, kind of like how they have at Extreme Couture. I want to do like a 8 a.m. private, which we already do, 10 a.m. pro practice, and then maybe like a 3:30 p.m. pro practice. That way we can hit 3 sessions, and I'll coach all 3 sessions every single day, and I'll have the rest of the day free. Then essentially 3:30 and beyond, I could be with Karate Combat, working on all my stuff there, and hopefully I can find time to kiss my wife in between that.
Your beautiful, loving wife that we see once in a while, a game bred, bare knuckle, and so on and so on. There you go. Last thing for you, Prez, and like I said, I know you're extremely busy. Appreciate your time. I just want to give you the floor. You have 1 minute, 1 minute and a half. You can have however long you want. What do you think? I just want you to tell the lovers, the haters, the people that post, the people that want to say bullshit on the comments, or the people that love you and they say, Dana Brown, well, can't wait. It seems like you got, like I said, a ton of love over the last 24 hours. It seems super positive. We posted a couple things on Fight Bananas. It seems like it's been very, very positive remarks. What do you want to say just to everyone in this MMA landscape, the MMA community that's watching right now?
Man, honestly, I'm absolutely shocked by the support. I was really expecting a lot of trolls out there, and I was going to send an army of my pro fighters to troll back. Like, I had it ready. I had it ready to have my guys fight back, and it was not necessary, man. It was so much love with it. And I think that first announcement was a great one, because people find truth in that. You know what I mean? Like, you want to cause a rebellion, you want to cause a ruckus, you want to take over. It's not that humble, soft-spoken, turn-the-cheek type of guy that's going to be able to do that. You know, you need somebody loud that's willing to grab a mic and really vouch for an organization, a league, and take over and push the boundaries. So I earned the support with everyone. I realized the haters, yes, have been silenced or now, on my side. Did you guys? All right, we're back. All right. Yeah. So I mean, I guess. Okay. I guess the haters, have ghosted, and they're very quiet. They're not around. I'm very curious to see what they would say. One of my first things as Karate Combat president is I actually contacted, all the different haters, and I apologized to them, and I offered them the highest money contracts they've ever been offered, and then I never responded to them.
There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. President awesome. President awesome. We love it. Dana Brown, the goat of goats, the master of the rebellion. Hey, I do have to say, Maddie Levine is on this show, Fight Bananas show. She had to get off. Her husband, Ross Levine's the middleweight champion. He says he's ready. He says he would love to be on that December card. He says, hey, give him a call. He wants to get on it. He says he's feeling good.
We'll do it. No, we'll do it. We'll get it done without a doubt. Without a doubt.
There we go. There we go. We're making fights. That's what we're doing. We're the circle. The circle.
Gillian, does that schedule scare you? The one I said for pro practice?
No schedule scares me.
Okay, I'll find out. Okay.
I love it. Wait, I really do appreciate your time. You have this platform anytime you want, any kind of Karate Combat announcements. Text me, DM me, let me know. We'll push it to the moon, and I cannot wait to grow with you in 2024.
Love it. Let's go.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Later, brother. Thank you so much. Gillian, that was awesome. How cool was that?
The president.
the president. Like when I saw that and it like his when he was talking, it was so cool. Like he is so good at it. And I think that's what they needed. Like I think they needed to break through. There's no better communicator in the game. I think nothing but big things. And that December card, oh my goodness, insane.
I was about to say, I might have got a little bit of insight on that main event, and ooh, can't wait. Can't wait to announce.
It's time, we can't say nothing here. We can't say nothing here.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I wish them nothing but it. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Well, it's going to be cool now to, I know with your ties and us, I can't wait to try to push it as much as we can on the brand. And it's going to be great things. I cannot wait to Karate Combat in 2024. So huge stuff ahead. We got 5 minutes left. I know we really went through 294 a little bit. Anything else on 294? I know we went with Usman and Chimaev. Did we hit on that enough, or what else do you want to go on 294?
The only other match that I feel like stood out to me, especially on 294, was did you watch? It was on the early prelims.
I watched everything.
Jubilee versus Breeden.
Oh yeah, dude. He was barking at him.
That was absolutely insane. I've never seen something like that.
Dude, like you see that at island fights.
Oh my gosh, he started barking at him and Jubilee just froze.
Yeah, dude. I think I would freeze too. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm like just some crazy guy in front of you now, and you just like he won the first 2 rounds. Looked so good the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Just fell apart in the third because the kid was barking at him. I'm like, that fight, I was absolutely dying. I'm like, I've never seen anything like it.
It was. And I mentioned him once on the show, but I always feel like we have a connective tissue with him. We've called his fights and we've seen him a couple times at Pensacola. SD Dumez wins again in the UFC. He's now 3-1 in the UFC. That's great. If you win 75% in the UFC, you will make a ton of fucking money. Like you will become a very high level. You just keep doing that. You will become a UFC Hall of Famer. Like if you win 3 out of 4, you will make a ton of money. Do big things in the middleweight division. So congratulations to SD Dumez. Great performance too.
Oh yeah, amazing performance. And like you said, winning 3 in a row in the UFC, winning 3 in the UFC in general is hard.
Yeah, it's crazy. People don't realize that. And like, I think because everyone sees these winning streaks that Makhachev does or Khamzat Chimaev does. And like, I think people take it for granted. Like people don't realize how hard it is to win in the UFC. It is so damn hard. It's insane. So it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
it's just the level there is just so high compared to anywhere else, I feel like. And it really is. Every single fight is tough.
For sure. I do want to really quickly, before we do this last segment of the show, I want to thank you, G, for coming on like this. Like I was like, hey, we're going to come on. We're going to do our thing. And then when President comes on, we're going to let you roll. You're like, yeah, that sounds great. Dude, you're on. We had Keith come on afterwards. It was all messed up. You killed it with him. You stayed on. Then you stayed on the whole time with President Awesome. Gee, you're an absolute star. You killed it. Like, dude, Laura Sanko's got to be shaking. She's got to be shaking right now.
Working for it today.
I know. Gee whiz. The check is literally in the mail. Gee, the check's in the mail. All right. So this is, we did it twice today. JJ Aldrich got nailed hers. Keith Richardson nailed hers. All right. It's time for Savage Drop.
You're muted. Oh, there it goes.
Behind this card. I know my buttons are just like really slow today. I don't know. They're lagging for sure. All right. We have a UFC fighter behind that card. We have 10 questions. Gillian is an absolute pro on it. I absolutely know his weight. Let's see. Here we go.
All right. So it's a guy. I just got that. You know his weight.
I'm so bad at it.
No
more hints. No more hints.
Does he have a beard?
Yes.
Keith had got me with that one earlier.
That was a great question.
Yeah.
Good question, Keith.
All right, Richardson. So he does have a beard. Has he ever been champ?
Yes.
Oh. Is he currently champ?
Yes.
All right, so now I just gotta think of the champs that have beards. Is he above 145?
Yes.
Is it Makhachev?
No.
I hate this game. Who else is about? Let's see, 55. Who's the 70 champ?
You want me to go through them? The 70 fights next month: Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. The middleweight champion.
I guess they all have beards, don't they?
Dude, most men do have beards. Like when Keith said
What is
that.
this?
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't as good of a question as we thought it was.
Maybe not. But he does have a beard. He does have facial hair.
Does he have a fight coming up?
No. No fight announced. He was talked about a lot this weekend, but no fight announced.
Talked about a lot this week.
4 questions.
Oh gosh, no! I can't be the only one to lose today. The pressure's on. You said he was talked about a lot. That got me thinking. So, who's the light heavyweight champ right now? I don't know why I can't think of all the who's the champs right now.
It's too much of that green plant, G.
I know. I get punched in the face a lot. I smoke a lot of weed, and now you want me to guess things. Like, this just isn't fair.
Oh, goodness.
Is it the light heavyweight champ?
Nope.
No? Okay, so underneath that.
Underneath that.
Would you consider Strickland's a beard? I don't know. He has like stubble.
He does have stubble. He does have facial hair.
So are you counting that?
I am counting that.
Is this Sean Strickland? See, like that's like the bare minimum of a beard, though. Like,
yeah, like I felt
What's
like
the
2 fights
standard?
ago he had it pretty thick. He did shave it. I felt he did shave it for the championship fight. He had it thin, but 2 fights ago he had it. He had a man beard, the man dance.
it's like,
Hey,
what are
G,
the
you won.
standards here? I got it though. I got it.
Like that's the standard. If it's more than me, it's a beard. It's a face.
Yeah, it counts.
It counts. There we go. There we go, guys. The Fight Bananas Show live. That was a good one, dude. I think we 5 guests, 2 hours. We had moving around of people times. We had a bare knuckle FC champion. We had 2 female flyweight. We had a strawweight. We had a new president. We had Maddie Levine. We have humongous news happening for this Fight Banana Show coming up in early 2024. We have huge news coming out of Karate Combat. You know it. Maybe I know it. It's awesome. Like, dude, when I heard that, holy shit, gee, that's good. That's cool.
Big names.
We'll see that fight announcement very soon. It seems like it might happen in the next 3-4 days because that fight card is crazy. It's around the corner. Like Thanksgiving is coming up literally a week from today. We have our Thanksgiving show coming up next week. We might have something very, very spooky about next week's show. We'll talk about it. So, but that's it. Gee, any last words? Anything you want to get off your chest?
No, you're just talking about this is making me think. I'm like, oh, my weight cut's getting closer.
Gee whiz. You still got a while. You got a while. January 20th, right?
Yeah, I don't got Thanksgiving or Christmas though.
You're kind of it's there. You have to start that.
Yeah, we're starting it like this week hard.
Wow. So that donut that I saw on social media, that was it. That was Thanksgiving.
That was the last of it. Literally, I've been eating pretty healthy, and I told that podcast, I'm like, you guys are gonna be the last ones that I'm breaking for.
Wow. There we go.
It's it.
Incredible. Incredible. Well, hopefully on January 20th, someone will have to suffer for not having turkey and all those, like, dude, Christmas, they like, people create the greatest like snacks, like out of like Christmas tree cookie sauce chocolate thing. It's like people just create stuff. It's amazing.
Oh, just
But-
keep on telling me, Dave.
All right. Never mind. It's not that good. It's not that good. Hey, G, for the rest of the year, my coffee will have no cream or sugar in it. Okay. I will suffer with you through it.
You're making the sacrifices for our record.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you. And that's how we'll end the show. Fight Bananas Live. Gillian the Savage Robertson. I'm Dave Van Auken. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 1 p.m.